Alrighty, are we live? Yes, we are. Tonight's show is all about something we've all thought about, but we don't have the guts to do, and that's quitting craps. And it's not like the long-term quitting we have a problem with, because most of us, once we start playing, can't stop playing. It's the short-term quitting. It's the when to say when, and we're going to talk about when to say when and what you can do to make sure that you say when, so you're a hero and not a zero.
Welcome to the Color Up Podcast. Whether you're a seasoned player or a beginner eager to step up to the table, this is your lucky podcast that's all about the thrill and strategy of the casino world. I'm your host, Jeremy. With me is Jim the Professor. Let's get rolling. I'm quitting craps, Jim. I'm quitting craps. Is that the...
Yeah, a little clickbait baiting, but it
nothing
is
wrong with
quitting.
that.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, we do want to talk about quitting.
Yeah. So we're definitely doing that. We cut on my comments before I forget about it.
Oh yeah, I actually need to bring those up too.
Jeff, and Skill and Luck and JF and Skill and Luck again. Yeah, not until they pry the dice from my cold dead hands. Yeah, Charlton Heston, baby.
So before we talk about quitting, let's. It's been a week. We had a guest last week. So thanks to Matt at Dice Data. Anything new since?
Just school. We're racing toward the end, and I'm going on my cruise on the Utopia in about, I don't know. Today's what, the 6th, 7th? 7th,
I think. Yeah, I don't know. We're not supposed to date. We're not supposed. Oh yeah. Oh god. We're not supposed to date the show like this. Okay.
I'm sorry. Tag on.
That's okay.
Just post production. Take it out.
I never do that because I
know you won't. But anyway, my bad. But yeah, I got a cruise coming up in less than 20 days. So very very happy about that. So.
Yeah, for me, not much. I'm trying to get a bunch of work done. I think I'm leaving town next week. I gotta go visit the grandkid. So just he's in Kansas. Yeah. And and my son and daughter-in-law, whatever.
Yeah.
They're included too.
Yeah, they'll be there, right? They'll be there. So.
But so we're going to be doing that, and nothing else. Just trying to get some work done. I don't have them here. I think I have them downstairs. So, for those that you are podcasting, you're going to be the first to hear this. I finally got some. I placed another order for mats. People like the little,
You're talking about the little. What do you call those things? Yeah, the little
mats.
Thing.
Yeah, the mouse pads. So the hotbeds, the ATS, and then I'm also I did more full size desk mats.
That's the one I really like.
But this time I also added a version of crapless craps for those who are. Yeah, so awesome. They are in boxes downstairs. I just have to make sure that I have the shipping boxes. Mm-hmm. And obviously I'll be gone next week, so probably very soon though. So mid-December, I don't know what that is, like a week from now. Yeah, just in time. You can place your order. And I will try to get these shipped out to you, and we'll see how holiday shipping delays it. But they will be available very soon, so you'll want to jump on that. I'm guessing I got about 50 each. Yeah, right. Supply. Yeah, I did order 50 each. So
okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So little insider news for those who are nice enough to watch us on the podcast.
Excellent. Very good.
Someone mentioned the Reese cap. I really need to. I haven't got to the edit of that, and I mean we could talk about it later after this episode, maybe if we need to. But I wonder if I should bring up. Oh my beautiful sweatshirt kind of blocks. I added the comments to the screen.
Oh yeah, thrilling 2-point or 3-point loss today, or.
Well, another loss to the worst team in the NFL, but they looked like it was an entertaining game. Normally, it's just miserable games, and they are embarrassing, but it was entertaining for once.
Well, good.
All right, let's hop into and discuss me quitting the game, you quitting the game of craps, why everyone should be quitting the game of craps.
They should be quitting at a a good time, right? But it's easy to quit when we're up, right?
Well, I don't know. I saw that in your notes, and I don't know if it's that easy. I mean, if you're up, it's like you're. I would say you're more happy about quitting unless you want to. But usually you're like, well, let's keep this thing going, or it's hard to walk away, But as far as
if you get up and it starts going down, then you say,
yes.
Then you say, hey, let me get out of the Dodge. I was up 1,500.
Right. Now I'm only up 1,200 or whatever. Yes. In that aspect, if you're winning, it is much easier to walk away, quit, and still be ahead than the other side, which is when you're losing, you're below what you came into the casino with, and then you're like deciding, right? I guess that's the big thing. Am I gonna keep going, digging a deeper hole, or should I cut my losses? Or
you've already got down to your stop loss, and you've been playing 14 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
You've had really bad luck, as we say.
Right, bad luck or bad planning, where you were under bankrolled, or you were playing a strategy that you didn't have the bankroll for. If you're in trouble in 14 minutes, it's usually the case.
It could be very bad luck or very bad bankroll, yes. But you can go down pretty quick if the dice are moving quickly, and you get 3 or 4 PSOs in a row, and you're one of these working to come out guys. It could.
That is true, but like that, I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons. Well, if we talk about this, if we go, okay, I usually suggest have enough for 10 shooters, whatever your strategy is, right?
Right.
So 3 PSOs in a row, miserable, right? And you're right, could be done in 12 minutes, but you're down 30%. Not the end. It stinks. Not the end of the world. So that's why. It's getting there, right? And for a lot of people, what is the number? 50?
Yeah, all right, say 50%.
50%?
You bought in with X, whatever it is, on the cruise, whatever X is, downtown Vegas, the Strip, wherever you're at across the country, you buy in with X, and now you're at 1/2 of X, 0.5 of X. And then you have to say, hey, this table is not very what?
It's not hot. It's cold.
It's not hot. It's cold. It's not lucky. It's unlucky.
Yeah. So I usually
what do you do? Do you keep playing?
Well, let me back up a little bit and say that I've always thought there's kind of 2 ways to approach this, and I think it's more mental than anything. So I'm going to you just use round numbers for this discussion. Okay. If you do 10 shooters, $100 strategy, you have $1,000. Do you go in? Because I love the idea of stop losses, but in this case, you're like, okay, I'm bringing $1,000. I'm willing to lose $1,000. So my stop loss is 0.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, you shouldn't put yourself in a position where you're like, 30% is bad, 50% is bad, 70%. Oh, I've only got like 3 shooters left. But at the end of if it still continues to go bad, hey, I brought 1,000. I think you should only bring what you're willing to lose. I brought 1,000. I'm on my last shooter. Either I'm going to come back or I'm going to hit 0, which happens to be my stop loss. So I think you could do it that way, or what a lot of people do, and I think it's the same situation, but they just do it mentally. They're like, well, let me bring 2,000, and once I hit 1,000 or 50%, then I'm walking.
But do they?
Well, obviously.
That's where you say, hey, you've lost 1,000, you've lost 500, you lost 250, whatever your number is, because we've got $5 players on this.
Right. It varies for everyone.
All the way, to all the way up the big table players, and whatever you're bringing in, do you really stop? Do you sign a marker for the room if you're on a cruise? Well,
this is a big, beautiful city I have a view of, and it was built off of people who did not stop, right? Is built on losers, right? Okay. What do you like to do? Do you bring a certain amount and your stop loss is 0 or 50%, or you go by feel, or just tell me about?
I usually do exactly like you said, but I'm not bringing 1,000. I'm
right.
I'm
okay.
a
right.
Guy, so
I don't bring 1,000 either.
Yeah.
Well, on a cruise, it's a different. When I'm hedging, maybe I will.
Flexing. Yeah, you're flexing a little bit. You're hedging
right.
for time. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I go to the casino, I'm a $300 to $500 player. I can be honest about that.
That's the max for me.
Okay.
Would be that, and I don't think I've bought in at a regular table for anything close over that. So anyway, yeah, for me that is it. And if I'm doing my come bet strategy like I normally do, it usually buys me some time over those short rolls, and I'm able to hang around. So I don't usually get smacked very quickly, but I do get smacked sometimes. As you know, it's not a guarantee. You run those Dicer IOs at the end of your videos, and those things. So, the what do you call it? The Molly went out after 6 shooters, that kind of thing. Now, what happens with me is because I don't put maximum odds with my money, I'm able to hang around a lot more. But eventually, I will bottom out too sometimes, and I don't play anymore. I'll go back to my room. I'll lick my wounds. I will feel miserable about it. But yeah, I won't go to the ATM walk of shame or anything like that. But there are a lot of people who are, and believe me, in thoughts in your mind, in all truthfulness, they'll come in and they'll say, well, man, I'll go back and, there's no way I'm going to lose twice in a row, or the table can't be that bad, or, so-and-so is going to be there and it's going to be a better shooter, that kind of thing. So that's some of the stuff.
So your stop loss is 0?
Yes.
Because you buy in with an amount that you're willing to lose, and it's not a significant.
For that night. Yeah.
Right, for that night or session.
Yeah, it's not the rent money or whatever,
I do that too. And so I usually do a couple different things. Many times I do the 10 shooter thing. If it's going middling, whatever, I do the strategy for 10 shooters, and then I just reevaluate. Hey, where am I at? Mm-hmm. If I'm up, or decide, I'll make a decision. And sometimes I don't. My plan is, hey, it's $500. My stop loss is 0. I'm not going to say, hey, at $250 I'm walking away. It's 0 because this is what I brought to gamble with. But to be honest with you, I never go to 0. I'm always pretty aware of my rack. I'll give a look. And it's getting down. I've had a stretch of a couple 0.7 ounce, couple bad shooters in a row. I guessed wrong, picked the wrong number, the wrong lay number. And I start looking, I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I'm at like 238 in my rack, and I'll take like $30 out and it'd be like, okay, for this shooter, it's $30, maybe my bet for the dealer is $8 in tips or something, the hard ways for him, and then just play with that 30. And I usually pick a round number and be like, all right, I'm bouncing at 200. Even though I say I am willing to lose it all, I tend to never do. I always chicken out. And so my leash is short, I guess, in gambling, if I were to put it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I played with you. I watched you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it happens, and then
I slow down and then put a stop, and
then there's other people who hide the chips in their pocket, that thing, and
right,
and they try to make it look like they're leaving the table as actually a bigger loser, but most people we just hate the devastation. If you're an athlete or whatever, you don't like to compete and lose. And most people just hate that feeling like, oh my God, I just went through $400. What could I have done with the $300? Or if you're a big player, 1,000 or 2,000, and you just go through and I think most people kind of beat themselves up a little bit.
And I think that's why for most people that a stop, even though, hey, I bring 500, a stop loss number is better. Even though I bring 1,000, once I hit 500, you know what, I'm going to make a decision to leave or not. Or if you come with 500, hey, once I hit 300, because of just what you're saying, the mentality of like, I'm down, but I'm not out, right? Like I'm walking away with something. It's the same thing. It's just a mindset trick, I guess you're doing on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, little mind games and stuff. But one of the equations I put in the show notes here, I said an example. It's like you come in with your $500 or your $1,000. Let's say it's $1,000, and you start playing. Next thing you know, you're down $500.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, I should leave. I should go do something else. I should not be here at this table right now. This is not good for me. And guess what? You should quit. I should walk away. But what happens? You say, well, I'm going to try to win it back. And then what happens is you quit.
You quit and you're angry about it.
You're angry about it. And you quit. Yeah. You're either angry about it, and you're worried about it, and you want to go back and play, or you quit, and then what? You end up blowing the rest of it.
Yeah.
And that's this soul-crushing stuff on there. Yeah. So that's the one that kind of gets me. You go down to zero. And I do it, and sometimes I get in the wrong place mentally. I'll be playing for several hours, and I'll be up and I'll be down. I'll be up and not down, whether it be a cruise ship or whatever. And I'll get to the point, and I'll do everything that you're not supposed to do because it's late and I'm tired, and I'll either increase my bets or go big. I said, and then finally sometimes I said, look, I'm tired. I can't win it back tonight. I said, either way I'm going to win. I'm either going to win my money back, or I win because I get to go back to my room and go to bed because I'm putting myself out in misery. So that's a terrible feeling.
I think that's a key point because, okay, we're here to tell you that gambling is for entertainment and should be fun. I know there are some that preach that it's a part-time income and they take it very serious and they only play to win. And I mean, that's maybe a mindset, but again, there's no professional gamblers. So, or not, there are professional gamblers. There's no professional craps players, right? So maybe that's their mindset. Hey, I only play to win, or, I'm taking it super serious. But the fact is, you got to play this for entertainment and have fun. So if you're in a situation where you're miserable and you're trying to make a decision, do I keep playing? If I lose more, I go to zero. Obviously it's not fun to win. That's why gambling works, right? It gets our endorphins going. It's like, I got the chance to win, or when you're winning, obviously it's a great feeling.
It's euphoric.
Right. That's what it does. And that's how it gets people in trouble because, and some people like the crashes just as much as the euphoria of the winning, but it can affect people, and it's just something that you got to be aware of. And how do you handle it personally? Because it really should be for entertainment and fun. So if you're not having fun,
get out.
There's nothing wrong. Get out, save it, come back another time, and you can reset your mind, take a meal, maybe it's sleep, whatever it is you need to do. Maybe it only takes you 20 minutes or whatever. But just don't play in that mental state because it's supposed to be fun. Mm-hmm. And talk about, because obviously we're talking a little bit because we have examples in our past, right, where we've done these things that we're talking against, which is you've lost and then you kept going, you lost even more, and you feel even more miserable. And then you're really kicking yourself like twice because you're like, I knew better, but I kept going for it. And yeah.
Yeah, I applaud people. I see them at DiceCon, some of our color-up players, and especially if you're going to be around for 3 or 4 days, I think it's easier if you're going to be in town for a few days and you're losing. I see guys saying, no, I'm out of here, or if there's something bad that's going on, or the dealer's a jerk, or the pit boss is a jerk, or whatever. You say, hey, color me up. I'm out of here. I'm willing to take a small loss and walk away on something like that. But when you're in the midst of it and it's just not going the way you normally expect, then yeah, that's when it gets kind of tough. So let's talk about the smart playing, right? And quitting craps. We all quit, whether you're a brand new player or you're a new player. A brand new player, experienced player. We all quit, and it's quitting at different times during the game itself, during sessions. Some people call them hands sometimes, all that kind of stuff. But we all walk away. But you've got to be able to have some things in the process. I saw Skill and Luck had up there with having a plan, win-loss limits, and a clear session schedule. Maybe plan your day like you plan your shows. Like if you're going to be on a cruise, he's going, hey, I'm going to play between this show and that show, or before dinner, and have a set schedule if the table's open, that kind of thing. What are some other?
It is a huge factor, right? Because when we go, okay, I'm going to bring 500, my stop loss is 250. That's your plan. Mm-hmm. That's one thing, but it is situation dependent because. I know some people come from overseas and they're in Vegas for 5 days, and sometimes just the situation makes it a little bit different of where you can walk away or when you can walk away. Because some people are like, "Hey, win $100 and then leave the casino for the day." Okay, sounds great in theory. But if you only have 4 days out of the year, like you're not going to set a stop win, right? And this is not a loss limit, but a win limit at 100 and walk away, right? You're there for the time and enjoyment, and hopefully you can get a big win. So you're right that it just your situation very much dictates it too. So again, it has to do with plans. So is it a plan for the week? Is it a plan for a day? Is it a plan for 3 times during a day? You got to obviously feel what's comfortable for you. Mm-hmm. But planning's key because everyone's situation is a little different.
Yeah, and your purpose, right? The purpose of your play.
Whereas what I was mentioning before, I think it should be fun and entertaining.
Right.
Is the purpose for your play. I know I'm getting a little bit of kickback on, stuff about professional players, but listen, the Dominator he was an engineer. He sold books. He didn't make his money playing craps. And then other people, I think this one guy says, guys like Bluff are professionals, not because he's better, but he's monetizing it. Right. He's a professional content creator. Same as me. I make a living at this talking about and showing craps. I'm not a professional craps player. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's a whole different world than, someone who's actually, that's what I'm meaning when I'm talking. There's plenty of professional craps, whatever. But the mindset is different. So it's got to be about entertainment. So what is it, what can you afford to lose for entertainment purposes and still have a good time and not be completely miserable, I guess?
Yeah.
Is that you got to plan that?
Yeah, you can plan that. And I think you have to plan in some protections as far as having either your spouse, if you have a spouse or wife, or when you're away, hey, we're going to be doing this for this period of time, and you're not tempted to stay too long. And you're not tempted to just blow through that last, $200 or whatever. You say, hey, look, I'm stopping at 200. I came in with 5, but I still got 200 to live to fight another day. Put some protections in place.
Well, I could tell you, and that's part of my planning process too. For instance, like on the cruise, I said I do buy in bigger, and I play a lot longer than I do anywhere else. So sometimes I'll play 5-6 hours, but I adjust. I'm doing a hedging strategy where I know I can string it out, right? Make the money last. Where if I go local, I take $200. I'm trying to double up, right? If I lose 100, it stinks, but I'm not going to play a hedging way to try to sit there for 4 or 5 hours
with $200.
Right. I'm not going to do it, and it's not my plan. It's not my goal. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a different situation, so different mindset, and then a different plan.
So having that plan, having some protections in there, I like the fact with leaving with something is better than nothing. Although, again, can't always do it, but something is better than nothing. And I saw somebody on one.
Someone mentioned in the comments, yeah.
So they'll like to have a little something for the dealer or that kind of thing. And I've seen that because I kind of tip along the way too.
Right.
But if you bought in with 300, say you're one session on a cruise and you bought in for 300, and you got like $12 left, or two nickels and 2 ones. I mean, what are you going to do with that? Hey, hard way, whatever, for the dealers,
right.
and hope for the best. I don't know, but
yeah, that's the mentality of like. I didn't get completely crushed. I still have, $80 or whatever.
$80, yeah, got something.
I could still go to dinner or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to bring up was, unlike we were talking about earlier, quitting craps when you're walking away when you're down. It's hard to do. It's much easier when we were up, like we were saying, but when you quit when you're winning, quitting is actually winning. It's not losing. If you quit, you have money to fight again. You've got, you can add that to your second session bankroll. You can do that. But yeah, quitting, we've got to get into the mindset that, hey, look, it's okay to walk away. What was that Kenny Rogers song back in the 70s, The Gambler? You got to know when to walk away, know when to run.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. Yeah.
You got to get out of Dodge, and we've got to make it okay. And while it's humiliating or it stings,
I don't know about humiliating. I don't know if anyone cares, but because everyone's done it.
Yeah, everybody's done it.
The thing is, usually you're at a table that are all light siders. Is the most frequent, right? And so you have a series of 4, 5, 8, 10 bad shooters. Mm-hmm. Like you'll notice no one's like, and then 4 people leave. Everyone's like, yep, understand. And, maybe a couple stick around for a couple more rolls or whatever, but everyone understands like, yeah, it's been a brutal series of shooters. And so, I usually don't see people.
I was waiting for this comment. Thank you, Dude. We were working on the volume ahead of time and we tested it out, and I thought Jeremy was a little hot, and he was, and we looked at it, and I was a little low, and we made some adjustments, but apparently we didn't get it right all the way. But I will try to project a little bit more, and hopefully
I'll go down a little bit and bring him up a little bit,
but thank you for letting us know. Yeah, and Ben agrees with Dude, so 100% on that.
Dude. Well, hopefully that little adjustment will help a little better.
Yeah. And I do think also every player's experienced that, that feeling of losing but walking away.
The mic output is way too tough to follow. That's interesting that it's that bad.
What was it?
I'm wearing I don't know. He just says he wants to listen, but the volume is so off that it makes it unlistenable. That's shocking.
Shocking because Jeremy's so loud and I'm so soft.
No, that it's that unbalanced and bad. Man, that's frustrating. But go ahead.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah.
Some are saying it's not that bad, and I'm wearing headphones. Volume is perfect for me. Thank you. Yeah, it might be because I've made a couple little adjustments.
Thank you, Jacob Hardy. He's the Goldilocks of the group. Just right. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. But yeah.
Keep forward.
Keep moving forward. Yeah. So, but again, quitting, even experience. Everybody's been there. Even the high rollers hate it. What's the worst big losing when they should have quit that you've ever seen? And this is in me speaking. When somebody else should quit, right? Because it's easy when I buy in for $500, and I've seen a guy buy in for $15,000 at a table in Cherokee, and why he's playing at my $10 table, I'll never know. But he's playing at a $10 table. This is when a few years ago, when during COVID, when Cherokee had $10 tables on the weekend still, and we're at a $10 table, and he gets in with 15,000. He's a don't player. He's stacking up odds on the don't, and this guy goes on a whole big long roll. ATS hits it multiple points, and he gets wiped out. And then what does he do? Asks for a marker. He signs again and 5,000 more. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, dude. Wow. So, I mean, even the big cats can catch, that.
You would, I mean, hopefully it's proportional, right? And to him, it's like losing 50 or $100, whatever, but maybe not, right?
You never know.
You never know someone's situation, but yeah, I've seen it a few times. Like I've rolled myself and knocked a don't guy off, and I think it was getting to him because he would take big, stacks on the don't of chips, big stacks of green chips, and he lost all his money, and then he went for a walk, so he was gone for 2 minutes. He came right back. I don't know if he had money or he was stewing about it or angry or ATM. Yeah. Came back, put the money down, got chips, bam, big stack, and then like 2 rolls later, I didn't take a stack. The casino took a stack again. It's just, oh man, it happens.
It stings. It stings even to the big guys. But the happiest players, I think, are those that walk away. And that's
even when they're down, you can walk away happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and they say, hey man, it's not happening. And again, I don't want to bring up the color up guys at DiceCon constantly, but it might be because they're staying or whatever. Maybe if you're a local at your local place, if you have a local place with a casino, maybe it's easier because you can come back.
You can come back, right?
Right. Whereas somebody who's, like you said, Vegas for 3 or 5 days or whatever they're in for, they've got everything planned out, and if they lose it all in the first 2 nights, it's going to be a long.
Or they've, like we mentioned earlier, or they properly planned, right? They're like, yes, I lost 500, but I know in the hotel room or whatever, I still have enough for 2 sessions every day for the next 4 days or whatever. So if they properly plan, they're like, yes, today hurt, but I'll be fine because I planned for this. So,
So yeah, quitting is a good thing. Quitting happens every day, and then sometimes you're forced to quit when you run out of that bankroll. But you need to be a voluntary quitter. I think you need to get down before you are gone.
Before it mentally hurts that much. It's like, I would agree with you. Before, and then I would hate for it to even go beyond that. But it's stinging's one thing. But I mean, some people it really, really stings, or it affects things, or it's really money they shouldn't have been playing with, and now they're. If it's going beyond stinging because you lost somebody at the table and you're like thinking, well, shoot, my car might need a new engine, or, my daughter does this and needs that, if those thoughts are coming to your mind, you've went too far.
You're not playing with entertainment money.
Please, please, please keep it to entertainment money. That we're talking about is stinging and hurting and losing, but we're talking about entertainment money. This should never be money that hurts beyond you leaving the casino.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and then you see some people, like if you're out of town and you're playing at, everybody's out of town place is somebody else's local place. And that you walk in and, they're calling the dealers by name, and the dealers know them, and, they start walking in, they start getting their chips set up for them, and, they're going to give it a shot. And you could tell some people come in every day, some people come in every week on payday, some every 2, and they're just hoping for the best on there. But yeah, it's a stinger when you're not winning, and you should be quitting, because you can run it all down to 0, and then the really bad temptations come in that, like you were saying, go to the ATM, sign a marker, and that's where the danger side of craps, and that's where your life can, spiral out of control. And in case like we had our guest, Mr. Z, on here, who's the son of Mr. Z.
That was crazy story.
Yeah, that was just unbelievable how it could totally wreck so many lives and companies and get you in legal trouble and all that kind of stuff too. So we definitely, want to watch that. So, but yeah.
So you have a way to put a bow on this as far as.
That's what I was getting ready to say. As far as a bow is, hey, Jeremy's not quitting craps. Although
I am quitting. I try to quit every time. Quit. Yeah.
Yes, try to quit every time. Yeah. But you keep quitting, and they keep bringing you back. But we need to. Everybody needs to have their own personal strategy when it comes to quitting and some discipline. And if you need to, bring some friends, a spouse, or somebody with you, and whatever your goal is, stick to it. If your goal is, hey, I'm not going to lose more than 300, or if I'm going to set the 500 on fire, don't go back to the ATM. Don't try to win it back. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just stop it and go do something else. So as far as bows on it, everybody's a quitter. It's just some people are asked to quit, and then some people have the discipline to quit for themselves. And you want to be the one who quits instead of being asked to leave the table
or forced to quit. Yeah,
forced to quit.
Well, I mean, I guess we didn't talk about the positive quitting when you're ahead.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute.
Add a little positivity. When do you? Because there are people who talk about, and I did mention it briefly, there are people who talk about win goals, right? Like, hey, once I hit 100,
paycheck,
daily paycheck. Once I win $100, I'm out. If I double my money, I'm out. And those are, I guess, fine. I don't completely agree with that. But what do you do? How do you decide to quit when you're ahead actually and you're winning?
So when I'm ahead and winning, I always count to that. I look for that goal of double up.
Okay.
And if things continue to go well, then I'm looking for a triple up.
Okay.
And that's really, really great. But at some point, whatever the high water mark is, a double up or getting close to a triple or triple up, sometimes the law averages comes back in effect and things start coming back down. The variance is over, whatever you want to call it. And if it starts eating into that a little bit, and then I go back to my original bankroll, I say, hey, if it drops down another $300 or whatever it is on the original bankroll, then I'm going to stop and I will walk out with the double or whatever and go back to the room and say, hey, I started with X, but I had twice as much when I came back, or started with X and I have 3 times what I had. But that's the way I do it. And once you get up pretty high and it starts to come back down, then that's the time I say, you know what? I'll say something like, hey, if the next shooter doesn't do it, then I'm coloring up. And that's what I do. The next shooter doesn't do it, then I color up. Or I'll wait till the dice to come to me. I slow my game down, wait for the dice to come to me, and then I'll shoot one last time, and then I'll color up.
I do very similar things. So one, a lot of times is wherever I'm at, down or up. Again, usually I know how much I'm on rack, right, and I'm kind of like, okay, I got $30 to play with here or there, but I just want to make sure that I shoot. Once I shoot, and then I'll be done. But as I'm up, I don't like the idea of like a set win goal. Mm-hmm. For instance, like someone's like, once I double up, I kind of like how I do it, and not kind of like how you do it. Okay, a double up's great, and then you keep playing beyond that and set a new goal. I always like to keep raising your goal, because if you're winning, as long as you can, like for time's sake or whatever, you don't have to be somewhere or leave. Keep winning. Like, sure. Don't be like, okay, 100 and I'm out. Just raise your win goal up a little bit. Raise it to 150 and then raise it to 300. So as long as you're winning, keep raising a little bit. But again, set the amount that you're going to walk away from. So like, that's why I'm always looking, okay, hey, I started with 200, mm-hmm. or let's say I start with 300. I'm now at 400. Okay, that's great. Now I'm at 480. And I might decide, like, I'll drop down to 450.
Yeah,
will be my stop or something like that. Yeah. Like, I'll play a little bit here and there. Like, I'm not going 450. I'm gonna be happy and go. And then next thing I know, I'm over 510. And then it's like, well, shoot, do I just play the $10 and walk away with 500, or it's like, you know what? I only came in with originally 3, so maybe I'll play down to. I'll give it one big last shot. I'll bet heavy, mm-hmm. and I might go down to 4. Not usually, but I'm just saying, like, I'll think these are the things I think through.
Exit plan through.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to paraphrase it, is I think my exit plan away. Am I just going to play the $10 and just trickle it out and basically give myself no shot of winning, and then be like, you know what, I'm going to color at 500, or I'm going to shoot next, or I go to that Do I go to 450? So I'm always kind of reevaluating of what that win goal is. I don't like just to be like 100 and I'm out. Like
that's a whole. But let me tell you exactly what you described. I'm thinking the same kind of things, and that's a really fun conversation to have. That's an easy
exactly.
conversation.
Yeah.
Whereas like you're sitting here, it's like, daggone, I just blew through $250.
Right. Well, can I? Yeah.
Am I really going to put another $30 in come bets or whatever out there and go with 3 of those and then lose that too, and then you just start.
Right, because it makes it much easier because you're like, well, I could still keep gambling with this $80. I'm at $480. I mean, worst case, I lose the 80 and I'm at 400. I still up 100, right? So when you're up, it's a lot easier to walk away. So, but I still think you should have a plan, like you said, and just keep adjusting your plan if you need. So I don't like the idea of adjusting your plan down.
Right.
I mean, be like, all right, yeah, but I do like adjusting your winning goal. Mm-hmm. I think if you have a losing goal, stick to it because it's too mentally devastating.
It is devastating
to keep resetting and lowering that. So,
and I don't know if it's devastating, especially like if it's been a long session. Like what's worse is if you were up and then at some point you should have walked away.
Yeah.
And then you go from up to back to your original bankroll. And then you're starting to go down, and then you're just like kicking yourself, like, golly dag, I should have walked away. I should have done this. I should have done that. And the casino just, they keep the, I don't drink, you don't drink, but they keep the cocktail people coming. They keep the music live. They don't have clocks in the casino. You don't have, all this stuff, and they want you to just stay there and get comfortable. And those are the ones that are the most devastating to me. If I go in and lose immediately, that's nothing. But the ones when you're up, those are really devastating.
We're getting a lot of comments, and we'll probably jump those, but I did want to, this one just caught my eye. When you're in the moment, everything goes out the window, including your rational thinking. And for some people, that is the case, but that's what we're talking about, having this conversation, because you've got to work on that. You've got to be able to think rationally. You've got to be able to think. And I was just about to say, know where you're at. Stack your chips in a way that you can count them. I know there's markers, or I like to rotate my chips so the marks on the end line up. There's a lot of different ways so you can kind of, or between shooters, count where you're at. Have an idea if you're up 200, if you're down 200, if you're up 500. Like, have an idea where you stand at any times. Given. You don't have, you don't want to be like just guessing. Well, maybe if you don't know whether you're up 200 or down 200, you need to learn how to count your rack.
Or you need to get a colorblind test.
Yeah. I guess some people like to gamble and not know, but we're trying to, part of the podcast and the goal of my channel is to gamble responsibly. Please don't just throw chips and play. I mean, they're already exchanging cash for chips, so we kind of detach our brains from it being real money, right? Mm-hmm. But know where you stand at any given time, right? It doesn't have to be to the dollar or whatever, but it should be within 100. It should be within 20 for me. It's within 5 for me, to be honest. But
you keep you know where you're at within $5 every minute.
Yeah, that's typically. Yeah. Just because I know, I arrange it, could see, and then I know how much I'm usually playing per shooter.
And you know how much is on the table.
I know how much is on the table. So, yeah, I think it's important to know where you're at, because it'll help you make these decisions and make these plans that we've been talking about.
And make them easier.
You're right. Yeah, if you're like,
smarter, not harder.
Right, exactly. Know where you're at, and then the decisions, the rationale, where you're like in the moment, you won't be caught in the moment because you'll know where you stand. You're going to be able to make a rational decision if you know where you stand, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that might be a good place to put a bow around it, and I know you like to have a hard break for your editing.
Yeah, before we head to the monster roll. Yeah, I need to remind myself that every time to say, good luck on coloring up, because that, when I edit, it could read the transcript or whatever, and then I can search for something like that. But to finish this up, Yeah, I don't have much to add to it. I think we've covered a lot. I know there was a lot of great questions. That's what kind of the conversation will probably go better. And I don't know if I'll edit it out because there's so many great comments that we'll get to and could spur the conversation on a little more. But anything you want to add before we jump into the monster roll?
Last thing I'll say is you are not quitting, but we all are quitters, and we all need to quit. And again, it's nice if we can quit ourselves and are not asked to quit or are forced to quit. Yeah. And do everything that you said. There's positive quitting. There's a positive side. You need to have a plan, an exit plan before you go to the table, so that way you don't end up with a lot of bad decisions and a lot of regret. And that's what the episode was basically about. So
be in control.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy.
Skill and Luck said, your clickbait is working. People are concerned. Yeah. Well, that's the idea. I mean, it looks like we got about average viewers, but we do the comments are just flying through, so there's a lot more comments than normal. Let me turn it off the screen here, and then you can bring up whatever you need.
Yeah. I'll start at the top. You start at the bottom, and you'll probably get to them first by the time I scroll up, and we'll get going. All right, monster roll.
You can eyeball your green stack in the rack if you played enough. Yeah. As you play and get more experience, you kind of know, how big a stack of 20 chips is, right? Mm-hmm. So, reds is obviously 100, greens is 500, right?
I still think this is hilarious. Not until they pry the dice from my cold, dead hands. That's just really funny. So, dice grinders, hey. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Someone said, did you change strategies on the cruise? Yeah, I need to do an update, I guess. I did. The last video I did before I went on my last cruise was $100 lay, 96 across. The strategy worked great.
$100 lay, 96 across.
Yeah, it was, I'd win 20, lost 40, won 200, lost 60. Like, it did its job. It just broke even. The problem was I wasn't getting rated for points. So at some point I did actually abandon that strategy and just try to go to just like playing light side. Like I would do
96 across.
Well, like
44.
66 inside or 44 inside or stuff like that. And
pressed it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I lost. I had a bigger I think I had like a $280 losing session doing it that way and stuff. So it's not my favorite.
Did you get a cruise this time though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, congratulations. So you got the 1200 or whatever it is.
Yeah, 15.
15 is what they want. Okay.
Well, for the list we wanted, I think we got 15.
Okay. Let's see. Here's one here. Again, Dice Grinder saying, hey, so good to see you.
Usually the bottom part of the rack is where I put the profits so I know exactly how much I'm up easily. Yeah, I love that. I do like a 4-quadrant thing usually. And I need to make another video on it because it's been a long time, but it's nice to have your money and then I set aside in a quadrant of what I'm using for the shooter and then profits and then kind of can work around. But
let's see. And Seth Black saying he's just starting craps. Well, I hope you have a great experience and I hope you have a blast. And you're at a good place to watch some
set time limits. Have you ever? I mean, obviously, I've done it. Like if I have to catch a show, or you're like, well, I've got to leave. Like, you have to do things right. So you can a time limit could be a quitting point, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. And whether
I still think you should relate it. Yeah, I think if you're in that range that you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Then it makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, hey, in 30 minutes, I'm going to play my normal thing or whatever this is, and I'll be happy whether I lose or win in the next 30 minutes. I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Another hello from Todd. It's been a while. Yep, we're glad you're back, and we're back too.
Jeremy likes the OCD chip stack lineup. Must have learned that from Brian. Not sure how you guys do that.
Yeah. I
think I did.
Everybody's got a system like that.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people use the little, or they'll use white chips. That's a great way to do it. You just use your dollars, throw it between, and then kind of what he said before. You can kind of, the thickness. It just depends on how accurate I want to be. But if I want to really be accurate, then I'll do the OCD chip lineup thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You got Cruising and Crap saying hello and thank you for the nice words on the content. Let's see.
Crazy Steve said the discipline is hard, especially when you're on a heater. What part of that? Do you mean like managing where you're at? Because I'll be honest, like sometimes if you're in like one of those roles, right? And you put out your initial money, you've got your money back, you got a profit, and you're pressing and you're moving and jiving and you're tipping, and maybe like I do, I'll throw in some hard ways, which I normally don't play, but hey, why not, right? We're in an epic role. I can tell you at that point, my discipline on knowing where I stand is out the window, but I know I'm up, right, and are doing well. So it's a lot easier to be a little bit loose. But as soon as the roll's over, okay, it's time to reevaluate. Where do I stand? How good did I take advantage of that roll?
How about the regression part? When to pull down. You're on that somebody's on that big heater, and then maybe you're I increase odds, you probably press or whatever, and these guys have like I said, $480 6 and a $480 8, and they want one more hit out of either one of them, where if they took them both down and went down to the table minimum, they'd have it in their hand. It
used to be different. It used to be different for me. I used to always, and that would give me like anxiety. It's like, okay, there's so much out on the table. If I take it down now, let's see, my rack's at 450. I would have, if I regress down now, I would have 600 in my rack and be happy. And it always gave me anxiety of like trying to figure out if I should regress. And over the years, I've changed to where I'll make my regression early. So I know I'm in profit for the shooter. Once I'm in profit for the shooter, there's no turning back. That's just how I approach it.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to pull down. Sometimes I'll slow down how much I'm pressing, but I'm not going to. Once I'm in profit, once I've done the initial regressions, which I'm a big proponent.
In profit, everything else is, and you've changed on that because you used to say, hey, I remember you had a video a couple years ago. Hey, I might be wrong. I should have been pressing more. Should have been more aggressive. But then again, sometimes you run the simulations, and then the person who the same bet, because they leave so much money on the table and they don't bring it back, they're about the same. So
but for me personally, when I'm not on the crew, whatever, I'm playing just to try to win money. I'm going with 200. I'm playing. Which is less and less nowadays, because usually I'm like, when I'm playing, it's because I'm meeting with other people and stuff. So there it's about having fun and time at the table. Very rarely do I get a chance nowadays to just go gamble for the sake of gambling and having fun and trying to win money. But when I do that, I do tend to lean towards, hey, it's been 4 rolls. I've regressed. I've got my money. I've got a little profit locked in. I'm not pulling down anymore. It's just, it's either press or maybe slow down pressing, but it's just go for it. So.
My experience is I have a little bit of that. Once a couple of those bets come up and down, when I start getting those 3, 4, 5 time odds.
Off and on, Yeah,
off and on. Once I hit them a couple, 3 times, then I'm more willing to leave the odds. But then I'll say, man, if I just would have went down across the box, if I took $10 off of odds off all the boxes, that's $60, $20, $120, and so on. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's still, I still have a hard time with the concept of house money.
Yeah,
when it's mine and it's up there,
because it's a fake concept. It's a concept that you try to learn to be able to enjoy and gamble, rationalize, but it's always your money. Yeah. So you got to find a balance for that personally.
Yeah. Now this is go ahead.
It's tough to stop when things are going well. Again, I don't think you should. I think you should keep adjusting. And when things are not going well, we spent a long time on that.
When you're even,
you got to figure it out.
He's right though. When you're about even, you say, "Oh hell," and you just grab your money. You go, "I came in with 5. I'm leaving with 505." I came in with 5. I'm leaving with 494 or whatever. I mean, who cares each way? Those are easy to walk away. It's when you're down or when you're up just a little bit. Those those are harder ones. Now, this was all seriousness. This was one, he said, had a good run at the end of last year to the spring of this year. Was actually vibing with a dealer that I connected with, but Big Red came up. I realized it wasn't the overall environment I needed. So I don't know if he was talking about long-term quitting or short-term quitting with, what was that, Grungeman.
Oh, like a session, or if he's like done, he's quitting craps.
Done with it. Yeah. So whatever you decided in that moment is good for you, I'm 100% with.
Waylon and Alicia, is that Waylon's way?
That's him. Yeah, that's Waylon's way, and they got their own channel now.
One thing about craps is everyone plays different. Everyone can decide how they want to lose. Yeah, again, game for entertainment. So we're trying to give some pointers from our point of view as far as responsibility. But yeah, it comes down to, man, what you can afford to lose or win comfortably, but have a plan and, try to stick to those plans. But yeah, absolutely. It is it's going to be different for everyone because of their financial situation, their risk tolerance, their, personality,
purpose of play.
Purpose of play. Is it time at table? Is it just to win?
With your buddies, yeah.
A lot of different things. There's so many different factors. We obviously can't cover them all, but it's kind of a good disclaimer.
Next one up there is.
By the way, I did just.
Yeah.
I think it's uploading now in the background. I got so many requests. I did the retirement plan. So I don't know when I'll schedule it, but I did the retirement plan that.
Strategy.
That Ken Knows Gambling and Waylon's Way Craps. They worked on a lot together. So
okay,
I'm sure one of those.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Yeah, how about this one? This reminds me of the old. When you're up, there's just one more win. How many times do we say just one more roll or,
Yeah, a lot of times it's, we were talking about regressing or continue to press, but it's like that because that's the anxiety that I had before when I would regress later and be like trying to calculate, okay, if I regress, how much money am I pulling back? Mm-hmm. That would be the thing. It's like, all right, I do my calculations. If I can just get one more roll right, and it would be so like stressful.
Oh my gosh! And how about you just need one more roll, but it's a number you don't have, or it's a craps number or something like that. And then you get another roll. I just need one more roll, that type of thing. But this is funny. Skill said, quitting and stepping away are two different things, laughing out loud. I think there's a lot of people who, I tell you, my oldest son, he plays a little teeny bit, but he's really good at walking away. After a big shooter or somebody comes up, he'll walk away and take a break and go to the restroom, get something to eat, that kind of thing. That kind
of lines up with this one. Dude said, my usual stop limit is after that monster roll, which is a great time. You'll see a lot of people color up after that big roll.
We didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
There are times though when it's just confirmation bias, right? When you see it, you remember it. But I see the big rolls happen back to back, or the table becomes hot, right? So, you can walk away. That's perfectly fine. But again, like I don't set a walk away limit unless it's a time thing. So it's like, let's see how the next shooter does, right? You don't have to bet huge and go for it, right? But you could dabble, see a little bit. Again, like, right, I'm at 540. I'll be happy to walk away with 500. Let's put out 40 on this next shooter and see how it goes. And the next thing you know, he's rolling good, and now you're making a decision. Okay, now my new walk away is at 600 or something like that. So
how about when you're the person that's after that shooter, when you're the shooter right after that big monster roll? And then you go and you get like 2-3 rolls and you're done. It's just like, gosh. Yeah.
The betting stinks, but as far as being a shooter, I could care less. I know it is what it is.
It's funny though. You'll see people getting, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to follow this thing up?
Right. Don't worry about it. 0.7s happen.
It's random anyway.
The 30 roll happens. Yeah. Paradise Cruising said, is your mindset different when on a cruise, like going for points and hope to break even? Huge. It's night and day difference. I've talked about that so many times, but yeah. playing craps on a cruise versus land-based.
Playing craps for money is a whole different deal than trying to play craps.
I've never done it.
Points.
I've only played for points and long in time. I've never tried to be like, you know what, I'm going to try to win. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
No, you've done it on a regular table. You're trying to.
Oh yeah. I go for wins on a regular table.
Yeah. You said you don't care about comps on land-based casinos.
Right.
So.
They're just not worth it. So
yeah,
it's all about just trying to have fun or win on land-based.
Let's see. Ranchan Jeff says rolling alone on an empty table makes the money go fast. Yes, because you get a lot more rolls per hour when it's like that. Yeah.
Tell us about the Arnold being the best strategy. People suggest. Agree. Which one's the Arnold?
What did you say?
Which strategy is the Arnold? I can't remember offhand.
You got the Arnold and you got the dark side Arnold. I just watched Dice Data's video when he compared both of those. I should remember the Arnold. I have a hard time of keeping all of them straight.
With the name, I don't know. The names hit me different.
Well, it's not so much that. It's just like, I know the basic ones and 44 inside, and the Arnold might be the one where you come in with the inside, then you start with some continuous don't passes, if I remember, or they come.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember which one it is. But anyway, when you're a come better like me, my strategy doesn't change a whole lot, with the exception is on the cruise. So I apologize for whoever's asking that question. I should be able to run that off. There's many craps videos between watching John and Casino Quest and everybody. I should.
Yeah, there's only so many ways to play. There's just a lot of variation, right? It's like,
and a lot of names too.
Yeah. You're pressing, you're regressing, or you're kind of hedging, and you're kind of mixing between those three things, right? Or you're doing come and don't come, or you're doing play spazzing. There's only so many. When I play craps, I don't bring any ATM, just the money I'm playing with. When I lose, I have no other choice but to go home.
Yeah, that's
a great way to take care of yourself.
Leave your cards at home. And this is a grungeman. He said he was up for 12 of 15 sessions, making about 300 or 400 a session. That's incredible. Never losing more than 503 losing. It was just best use of my time. I am more after connection. Well, I would, if you were up 12 times out of 15, $300. That's some pretty good money for me. So,
right, he's won 3,600. He's lost 59.
400. Yeah.
I love this.
Oh, sorry, let me get off that.
The more decisions you make before you enter the casino, the better off you are. From Badger, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I should have said that earlier. I would have sounded smart, but we said it in a long 30-minute diatribe of confusion and whatever. But that's a great way to put it. Mm-hmm. Have your plans in place before.
Here's another one about crapsless tables. TCAP Music says it's tougher in the Midwest as crapless tables are the more common ones open. As we all know, a crapless table and horrible shooting is not a good combination. Well, at least you can't lose on that first roll. So.
Right.
That's what the casino says anyway.
Yep. Not trying to start a fight. Okay. My walkaway triggers the dice setter that takes forever setting, rubbing the table, rubbing the dice on the felt. I'm just a believer in the pure randomness. I am too, but I have trained myself. I don't get frustrated with those guys. I add it to my experience as part of the process, and I get a kick out of it. Like, why is that guy rolling backwards? Or shuffling through the dice and rubbing his hand in the circle and then, snapping twice, whatever. I don't care.
Everybody's got their ritual.
So try not to let it get you. Try to enjoy it,
But if you're down $300 or $400,
it does make it a little more irritating, I guess, when you're like, okay, this guy's doing all this ritual, and he's going to roll a 7. There it is. Congratulations, he did 3 rolls after all that hullabaloo. It is kind of like, but more, I don't let it get me down. I'm more like, I just shake my head and smile because it's like, the ritual didn't work this time. But
one of my all-time favorite stories with that is there was this guy who was really taking a long time with the dice doing that kind of stuff you were describing, and he was shooting and he was like 35, 40 rolls in, and I was up, I don't know, on that shooter alone like $1,200. And I was whispered over to the guy beside me. I said, I'm embarrassed, but I'm embarrassed. I'm a little impatient that he's taking all this time. And the other guy said, "Look, buddy, I don't care if he rubs the dice on my belly." He says, as long as he keeps rolling, he said, keep your comments to yourself. I said, okay, man.
When the rolls are going good, everyone seems to like.
Yeah.
You quit when that guy comes, the player that. There's some truth to that too. It's not really about quitting craps when it has to do with money related, but again, for me, it's fun and entertainment. There are times when I'll color just the mojo. The two angry guys come up. They're arguing about everything.
Oh yeah, I hate it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
hate it. There's another one.
It's time
here.
to go.
On a cruise trip, it's rough because there's usually only one or two tables. You have to take a break. So, whereas in Vegas, you can just walk, especially if you're downtown, you can just walk across the,
Again, situational dependent. Yeah, you're kind of captive, right? You don't have the options. You could take a break, but you're going to go back to that jerk still at the table, or the bad dealer, grumpy dealer, or whatever. There's not much you can do to escape it. So, except for a little walk away.
Mm-hmm. So here's a fan of the standard here saying it's the best way to win, which, as we know, you can win a lot with the standard. You can.
What was it? I didn't see the comment. You took it down.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he said with pass on with the odds, come bets, your best chance. That's definitely one of the, besides the don't, is the lowest house edge way to play. So that's true.
Yeah.
But it's not a guaranteed winner. Individual results may vary.
Yeah. You watch enough of my simulations at the end of the video, you see that, obviously it's usually opposite of.
And vice versa.
It loses plenty.
Although you had one this week where all four of them were like the same.
Very rare. Yeah. So every once in a while, the rolls will go just right where all the strategies will win or all of them will lose. And it's just sometimes the dice can work their way. It's the weirdest thing, but it is possible.
Let's see. Here's a general cruise question about a hybrid strategy on the pass line, one large DC bet, the remaining continuous come bets with odds. Would this work on a cruise for points? The odds part of it won't work on a cruise for points.
No, they don't count odds. No casinos out. No casino count odds.
Yeah,
just because they have no house edge, so they're not going to give you any credit for making that bet. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you should break even. They should break even. It never works out that way. That's the long term. It should break even. In truth, the casino always wins people's odds.
Yeah, that's true.
More often than not.
It's true.
Because they have the time. They stick it out. Mm-hmm. They lose. Think about it like the casino has like an endless fund to martingale.
Yes, and you don't.
You're going to run out.
Or if you get lucky, the table limit, will stop you from
but they don't. They'll just keep going. And that's why they don't mind when some people win sometimes, because they'll get the next few guys. Mm-hmm. Pile those odds on. They'll be just fine.
Yes, they will. Here's another one here. Bankroll session is a tool that can be leveraged or used as a hammer. Yeah, if you got some time and you've got some extra cash in the rack, you can increase those odds or press those bets and use it to win some more, definitely. So
why can't they make it a rule of no buy-ins? That's just an etiquette thing, like some blackjack tables. I've seen some dealers and boxmen will say, well, just a minute, just wait, which is nice. But yeah, it's pretty rare. Usually it's like, if you got money, they'll take it, which I don't, but yeah, etiquette wise, just wait till the puck's off, please.
here's another one here. It says Harrah's in Indiana is an absolute grunge feast, but have some dealers I kept as friends. They gave no comps or barely anything. Terrible food, no buffet. Just a few good dealers. So I played there a couple times when I went. Was it a couple summers ago? I went and saw Demon Dog Chris, Top Hat. Who else was there?
Harrah's, Indiana. Is this an accurate review?
I thought the food was okay. I didn't have any problem with the food. What I did have a problem with was I flew in from out of town on a Thursday night or whatever, Friday morning, and was there Friday and Saturday, and they didn't open a regular craps table on a Saturday, I think it was, till, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock at night. They didn't open any craps table until, I don't know, I think it was like noon or 1 o'clock or 2 or something. It was.
Someone else mentioned that about crapless. And like, I've been to St. Louis and they had 3 crapless open and the standard one was not. It's just, I don't know. It's a Midwest thing, it seems like. Mm-hmm. I roll the dice always wondering if I have gas money to get home. Please don't be like.
Yeah, don't do that.
I hope you're just joking.
Yeah. Now, I do agree. I do remember it being a very smoky place. So yeah, he didn't have a good experience over there.
I think I'm at the tail end of the Bluff stuff. Guys like Bluff are bringing in lots of younger players. Great for the game.
Yeah,
I love the attention he brings.
Yeah.
They're not on the responsible gaming end of it very much. He's an entertainer, and he's amazing at what he's doing, and I think he's attracting people. But I hope people don't play like him, and I hope most people as adults could probably go, yeah, that's crazy. I only have $300. I'm not going to bet $1,000 every number on crapless and let it ride. Hopefully they can go, oh, he's just having fun and being crazy with the bets, and they can be like, you know what, I probably should figure this out. But I would imagine overall it's probably bringing more positive than negative. But that would be my only critique, and it's not really it's not his fault. He's entertaining. He's bringing attention, giving people what they want. But and I don't fault him for. That's my role. I'm trying to teach people strategies, manage money management, proper bankroll, responsible gaming, etiquette,
all that stuff.
So his role is entertaining, and
I've seen videos, and I haven't been in the room with him over at the El Cortez, but I've been at the El Cortez where he plays, and I know some of the other guys during DiceCon. He was down there. I think he was down there, or when he just got back from New Orleans. Might have been right after DiceCon. But anyway, he's a very engaging personality, and he's built his channel up very quickly and given the people what they want. And I think I bet you if you looked at the demographics between most of the craps channels, they're pretty much all the same with the exception of a few guys like Bluff probably brings in some younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's good for the game. Anything to get more players to increase demand, and which will hopefully increase the supply of tables, which in theory would bring down the minimums. So I'm for him 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
The nice thing about it is like when I'm in the world, right, and there are people that you hear about, right, and how they are off the table, on the table to people. Mm-hmm. And everyone is just positive when they encounter him. So he seems to be, I guess, a genuine nice guy. So I'd love to hear that too.
Right?
Yeah,
one of the good guys. I see Naomi had a nice thought that you should stop halfway by your sister. Something nice. That's a good suggestion.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably.
Someone asked about apps, and one said Crapsy, and then Nexus. The Casino Quest guys are building out. I don't know what they're calling it, but he says Nexus is on the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think David's Voice is no longer one of the callers. I think there's been a little bit.
Yeah, they split that. They split up. Yeah. I never really got into Crapsy, but I know a lot of people love that app.
I thought it was a really good app.
Yeah.
I still think it is. Love watching the color up videos and trying new strategies. Well, thank you, Dominic, on behalf of Jeremy. So,
would you consider turning bets off, quitting, Jim?
No.
No, that's just a. If
you're at the table, you're there. Yeah, I don't think so.
That's just like a move, a strategy move, or whatever.
It's a temporary solution to a long-term problem.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you turn it off and you're maybe it gives you this time to decision, like, all right, if I turn them back on and then I'm gonna wipe off what's on the table, or do I need to regress? I mean, it's just a move. It's not really quitting.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Let's see what else is on there.
I'm gonna go back down to the bottom because I've started to get into your area.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bets off is a pause button. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turning off is a tactic. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a way people think about the whole cruising. Although I wouldn't lose this much because I never bring this much. But who is that? S.E. Slebeder Kaiser. Says, I only pay on cruise ships, Royal Caribbean, take a set amount, usually $2,500, and try to get 2,500 points. Then I'm done. If I lose, I got a $6,000 cruise for $3,200, $2,400 loss plus price of the cruise $700. Yeah. So.
Yeah, like Brian always teaches from the Holy Roller Channel. Mm-hmm. Don't bring more than it costs to whatever. And I do the same thing. That's usually why my buy-in's bigger on cruises. Mm-hmm. But again, like mentally, I can't take it to zero. So, like I go, my initial plan is $2,000, and I know I'm going to earn a cruise. Wouldn't be the worst thing, but trust me, at $500,000, I got cold feet. I'm not about to lose $1,000. So,
never. Yeah.
Yeah. And so far it's worked out. I've never had
You never got a big devastating loss.
No.
Yeah. And the other thing that's good about the cruise on 3 or 4 days, if you're using a hedging strategy, you're not going to lose every night, I don't think. If you're hedging, you might, like that cruise I went on after DiceCon with you guys, I think the first night I lost, second night I almost even, the third, and again, I'm doing this off the top of my head, third night I actually won a little bit, and the fourth night I lost again. And so I think you can, there's a stopgap in there built in because you're only going to be on the cruise ship for 4 days.
Right.
So I don't know. I just saw that. I saw one of the comments and it made me thinking about
that. Can you put together a video for the last cruise? Was looking for it. Yeah, I haven't done a recap on that. Now I'm debating it's going to be like a month after, but I should probably still make it and put it out. I just got to get to it.
Mm-hmm. This is a very true one. There's a very social aspect of the on the cruise. You see the same players 100%, and then you'll see some new players coming on. And you'll see people coming up, and they'll see you playing, and they'll say, "Hey, how do you play?" Or "Oh, you sure?" And then you can give them your basic spiel.
Yeah, you can get that at the same feel at local casinos too. Mm-hmm. Casinos that the locals go to, like on the Strip. The Saturday, the people may be there once, and you'll never see them again. But you go to a lot of the local places; it's a lot of the same people. Over and over again, so it's very similar feel. I don't see many people get dealers on numbers to make money. Also,
really,
it depends. I mean,
not popular, huh? Where they're at?
Well, I would over general. In general, I would say that's true. But I mean, if you're around like Holy Roller Cruises and the cruises I go on and the Color Up meetups and stuff. You'll see it.
Those dealers,
you'll see it. But yeah, it varies. And if you're around crowds who don't do it or don't know to do it, I'll give some people the benefit of the doubt. They don't understand that tipping's a thing.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, I was on a cruise. I'd played craps a few times, and I saw a guy have a pass line bet with for himself and the odds, and then he had a $1 chip and a 2 behind it. And I said, "What's that?" He said, "That's a dealer bet." I said, "Oh, really? Okay." And then he actually hit it. And then, I saw him pay the players first, and he paid the dealer, and then he got the dealer chips on it. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of," and he said it kind of gets him to pay attention a little bit more.
Right.
And, give you a break on that. So
a lot of positive benefits.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm down in the middle now where
I'm at the end, and there's a lot of cruise conversations going on.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. He says, I'm Washington State and always try to get them involved when they are working hard, and sometimes people follow suit. I do get that because it's nice because people don't. Sometimes they just don't know, and a lot of times they'll go, "What is that bet?" Like they're learning the game. What is that bet? Like, oh, well, that's a tip for the dealer, or I made a bet for them, or
piggyback. What's piggyback? Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
If I'm making money, I put the dealers with a small change, and as we win, I keep pushing them. Yep, that's good.
Oh, this is a good one here, Daryl. If you're down on the craftsmanship, does that affect your spending in other areas? More likely to skip, especially dining, cancel? No, I never cancel anything. But if I'm up, I'm like, hey, baby, go to the spa. I'm serious. Go to the spa, or hey, there's I'll put money on the room account or whatever, and say, hey, we got a credit, go spend, and force her to go do it because she's always so nice and about, let me play or whatever because it's not her thing. So, 100%. So it never causes me not to spend money, but it'll cause me to spend more. Yeah.
Right, because this is the gambling budget. This is the excursion budget. This is, whatever.
And this is house money budget. This is winning. We weren't planning on that. So let's see. I'm going to skip down to the bottom because I think
what's interesting is the different casinos put dealer bets. It's all over the place, sometimes in the dead middle of the number, sometimes on the lines. So I will tell you, as a general rule, if they put it in the middle of the box, it's treated as a come bet. And those are the casinos that'll say, hey, you'll see them, once it wins, they take it and they have to take it down. And they're like, those are my rules. So in some of those places, you can ask them, hey, player control or whatever. But usually, if it's put in the middle of the box, it means they cannot press it with you. And if it's on the line, it's typically a dealer place bet and you're in a casino that allows the player, pressing, or they're not required to take it down on every hit. So
now you say on the line, you mean like have a spot on the box, just like the
except boxes. For the box, players are across usually 4 spots on the top and the bottom. They're not on the sides.
Right.
But on the casinos that will allow that, they'll put their chip on the side.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it ends up being between the number.
And if your nose is in the middle of the box, and that's a come bet, treat it like a come bet, and the players have to take it off. So visual for the people on YouTube. So that's good.
And I would say more casinos the rules are they have to take it down than not.
Yeah, I definitely think that's definitely true. Let's see.
Talk about VIG on buying 4s and 10s. Our casino has pay up front and also on the payout. Seems like double dipping on the VIG, but never ask because multiple casinos do it. Your thoughts? Yes, find a new casino that takes the VIG on the win only. But if you can't, what they're doing is when you first make your bet, they're taking the VIG.
So give them it for the beginner in case there's somebody new listening. What is the VIG, and what's he talking about buying the 4 and 10? What do you mean?
When you buy a number, it's like place betting a number. You're betting on the number to win.
Okay.
The difference is the payout. So let's talk about the 10, for example. There are 3 ways to roll it. There are 6 ways to roll a 7. Mm-hmm. So you are
2 to 1 underdog.
3 to 6 underdog to roll that number. 3 to 6, you can reduce that down. 2 to 1 is another way to say that. Mm-hmm. So you're the 2 to 1 underdog to roll a 10. So if you bet $1, when you win, you should get paid $2. That's called true odds. Because you're twice as likely to lose. When you win, you should get paid twice as much for taking that risk.
Okay.
Well, on a place bet, they kind of take it out a little bit. So instead of paying like 2 to 1, they pay less. They pay 9 to 5, or yes, they pay 9 to 5, where the true odds would be 10 to 5. If you bet 5, you should get paid 10. The casino always wins, right? I say. So the casino will keep $1 essentially and only pay you back $9 if you win on a place bet.
So you can buy
Yeah. So that's a normal place bet. So you can buy it where you actually get, if you make $5 bet, you get paid $10. But to do that, they charge you a 5% VIG or commission. Mm-hmm. And that just works out better for the player. The casino still makes their money because they keep 5% of the bet. But it's better than getting paid 9 to 5. For instance, at $20,
okay,
you would get paid $36 as a place bet because you get paid 9 to 5.
Right.
As a buy bet, $20 buy bet would get paid $20 or $40,
right? Mm-hmm.
Minus 5% of the $20 bet, which is $1. So you get paid $40 minus $1. Mm-hmm. So you get paid $49 versus, did I do that right? Yeah, 36? No. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 times
yeah.
$4 or $20.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
No, 39 versus 36. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some casinos want that $1 or that 5% up front ahead of time when you make the bet. So what they're doing with what he's asking is his casino asks them to pay up front. So he makes a $20 bet, gives them $1. So they go, hey, give me $21 to make your $20 bet.
All right, 21.
Right. So when they pay they pay him $40. And
already, yeah.
So they've paid him. They've already collected the VIG, and what they do is say, "Hey, give me another $1 for your new bet." It's not double dipping; it's a new bet. So if you said, "Hey, take my bet down," they wouldn't charge you the VIG.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
they're not charging double VIG.
No, because if you won again, they wouldn't take it out. They would just pay you again the $40.
So if they took it on the backside, they would only always ask you for the $1 on the backside.
Right.
If you're at a casino where you pay it on the front end, then you're going to pay it on the front end each time, and your bet's still up there. So they're asking for that.
It feels like they're double dipping because you put it up front, and then once it wins, they're like, "Give me another $1." Well, you're like, but I already gave you $1. But this is for the new bet.
Yeah.
This is for the new bet that's because no one ever takes down their bets, right? If you did take down your bet, they wouldn't take another $1 from you because you've already paid it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there.
Hey, thanks a lot, because I don't think I've ever I don't think I realized what they were asking for that extra $1 for. So that makes sense. Good.
Yeah, it's just to set up the new bet.
Mm-hmm.
People were talking about player control. Some casinos will tell you there are ways to get around it. So this refers back to tipping, where they make it as a come bet, and they have to. Hey, our rules are we have to take it down. You're not allowed to press it. Some casinos will allow you to say, hey, I'm making this dealer bet, but it's under player control, which means I decide if you could press it or take it down.
Select.
And some casinos will allow that. They allow player control. Other casinos say, no, we don't allow player control either. So if that's the case, you can also get around it by whatever your bet is. Let's say it's a $20 bet. Go, you know what? I'd like to make it a $21 bet. And then they will obviously pay your 20 out, whatever it wins. And then the $1, it'll get rounded down, but the $1 will win $1. And then obviously you could just hand it in.
Okay.
So essentially, if you just put your bet on, you are physically and actually doing player control.
Okay.
So that's a way to get around casinos that require them to drop it, and also say we don't allow player control. Just make your bet on top of theirs. But there is one exception where casinos will also not allow improper bets. So if they're like, no, 21 is an improper bet. It has to be 20 or 25. Okay. And so you'd either have to make a $5 bet for the dealer or more for yourself and then just hand in, or I don't know.
Now,
there's ways to tip.
Yeah. And the other thing, like when I go to the casino and it is one where they do player control, I'll say, hey, dealers across the box, player control, please. I always say player control because I think you get like better comp action too.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, but I can tell you firsthand, it's happened to me at Cherokee.
So when you say player control, because I hear you saying that, and then you never give them any further direction with the depressor.
No, I do give them further direction. I say, player control, do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then sometimes the pit boss will say, or the dealer, once the dealer catches on, they'll say, you wanted to press that up, right? Yeah, you read my mind. So you want to collect on that one. Exactly. How did you?
Yeah, so you would do that in situations where they force the dealers to drop the tips, but if it's they allow player control, but then the player says, hey, do whatever you want.
Gamble, yeah, that's right. And they have a good time doing it. Yeah.
Most of them like to gamble with it.
Yeah, sure they do. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. I'm going to head toward the bottom with you. Who is Clark?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no. This is
Where'd
a joke
go?
from one of our guys. He said, "Who is Clark?" It was. He's so awesome. Yeah. He's a guy who has a multitude of names. Oh, let me get off that. And he's very awesome.
You should do a video on different types of tipping or add it into a start video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's part of my beginner course, and I've done it. I do it probably once a year.
Okay.
You could search just color up tipping, probably will bring some up.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, it's been an hour and a half, Jim.
Oh, wow.
It's got to be late over there, right?
Yeah, it's getting late. I know you want to get off.
I don't mind, but I know you're East Coast and you got,
it's getting late. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, I think the title worked. It brought in some people that were scared that we're quitting, and we are. We encourage everyone to be quitting craps.
Everybody needs to
at the right time.
At the right time.
Liberty Deli. What did I miss? You missed that we're quitting craps.
Yeah.
Not playing the game, but yeah, you definitely want to check it out. We're just talking about the right ways. It has a lot to do with bankroll, money management. It's kind of in that whole broader conversation, but anxiety and just the whole decision of when to quit, when to walk away, when you're down especially was the bulk of the conversation. So you missed everything. Dude says you missed. Yeah, you did. You missed everything. We're just in our monster role now where we're answering random questions.
Random stuff. But hey, I did like Daryl's thing. Pass and come Benny's a dying breed. I'm still representing with the professor. There you go.
There you go.
Standard is the standard, baby.
I don't know if it's a dying breed, but
well, it's not. Hey, usually I'm even for experienced
players, I can tell you this: if you watch YouTube, you would think it is a dying breed because everyone does some usually place betting type systems and pressing. That's probably why it seems like it, but There's some question about VIGs. Yeah, a $50 bet. The VIG is $2.50, and it's going to depend on your casino if they round up or down. It's a $2 or $3. Some casinos treat it differently. It's called pushing the house. For instance, like $40, everyone agrees, or $20 is a $1 VIG, 5%. $40 is a $2 VIG, 5%.
You're going to talk about pushing the house?
Pushing the house at $39. Some casinos will round that down.
You still only have
and just do $1 where it should be. I don't have my calculator, but what's 5% of 39?
Oh, let's see. I have to put on my glasses. I do have a calculator.
But a lot of times, a lot of casinos will be, well, if the VIG's $1.50, once it hits 50, they'll round up, and if it's below 50, they'll round down. So
1.95. So you can't push it much more than that.
No, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, you're sticking it to the man at that point. So awesome.
Usually, like places like Biloxi, sometimes or something like that, is you can get away with that, but most places are going to kind of round down. Should every craps player quit the get 'em all, the all tall or small? Jim says no, which is very funny because he's a conservative comeback player, and yet he'll put money on that bet.
Yeah. So my philosophy is either have don't make any bets higher than a 1.51 house edge.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, 1.51 house edge, skip up to 20%. You can make that one. That's the only one you can make.
They're the yin and yang of things.
Yeah. Just
right, and someone did mention.
Yeah.
Now, if you can find the casinos that do the good payouts, so usually it's 150 and 30 for the low. But there used to be like 174 and
34.
Yeah, 30. It was at 34 and 175, I think. And the house edge was under 8%. It was like 7.5%. So if you can find one of those, they do still exist. But yeah, I mean, for a side bet under 8%, heck yeah, because it is a very fun bet. Should people quit that? Probably. Mm-hmm. Are they going to?
Not a chance.
No, not a chance.
Oh, by the way, did you do your homework from a couple last month about have you run into the hard ways all day?
No.
You haven't found it?
No.
Okay.
I do go. I guess I don't know that it's my local casino, but I was actually there last night. Where my son deals, they have the fire bet and the all tall small, and it's funny that everyone plays both of them. It's wild.
Really? Where's he dealing now? Or you want to say?
Yeah, I don't know if he said I could say. So
okay, we'll hold it off then. Yeah,
I'll just say it's a locals casino in Vegas.
Yeah, and they can figure it out eventually.
I just need to ask him before I mention it. But
you don't want to do that. Yeah,
it's called breakage. Yep. Okay. Breakage, just pushing the house. Yep. Oh. What, a teacher with a calculator handy?
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah, and a red pen. Who would have thought? And a red pen. So they're out there. Yeah.
He's talking about $50 on the 4, $50 on the 10. Says they are charging $5 VIG for both. $5
VIG.
Well, I mean, it would be $250.
Yeah, it'd be $250
for both.
It's a 10. Yeah, that's what it is. $250 if you do both of them.
Right, but most aren't going to charge down. So if
you just did one,
if they did one, it should be $2, right? And then if you did another one, it should be a total of $4. Is that what you're saying? But they're going up to $5, which sometimes they do. They combine them, and they say, "Hey, the VIG is this." They'll round either up or down, but
it should be $250. So it's probably
instead of that's exactly what he's saying.
$2.50. Yeah.
But yeah, if they do that, Do this next time. Say, buy my 4, and they'll take your $2 vig.
Dramatic pause.
Buy my 10.
Yeah.
If that's what they're doing, if you go lay my 4 and 10 and they're charging you 5, whenever normally they would charge you $2 vig, just do that. That's the one time I would say string bet, which is like make a bet, because that's as a player you shouldn't do that. If you want to buy the inside numbers, don't go. Here's $10 for my 5. Here's $12 for my 6. Here's 12. Just clunk it all down at once and say, I want the 5, 6, 8, and 9, or I want the inside, whatever.
I love it when a dealer takes charge of the table and he said, starting here, starting here, and then everybody who's
it helps new people.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Instead of like everybody yelling and throwing crap at them, it's like
But this would be the time that I would say, hey, string betting is good if the casino is going to do like something like that to you, where they normally would charge $2 for a $50 bet, but hey, if you make 2 of them together, we're going to charge you 5.
Yeah.
I'll make them one at a time then, please.
Yeah. Don't mess with you.
Those are the little things that is it going to make a difference here and there in the long term? No, but as you get more experience with the game, you should know these little things. I cover my ATS with an NE7 bet on the. A lot of people do. World bets or just the pass line alone covers it. Everyone's playing the ATS.
This is my little nightmare scenario. Get on a cruise and there's one craps table and you can't get a spot. Yeah, you got to get there early. How many on the did I hear correctly with you and Brian on your cruise? There are 3 tables on the Utopia of the Seas, and again, I'll be on there December 22nd through the 26th. If anybody's going to be out there, say hi on the show.
There are 3 physical tables. Okay. They open a smoking one usually early, and then because they have a whole new non-smoking area, so that one will open second.
Okay.
And then I rarely saw the third one open, the second one in the smoking, but.
So when you say open second, maybe an hour or 2 later?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's nice to know. But if I have a choice, I will definitely choose the non-smoking over it.
Have you heard about card craps in California because regular craps is illegal? Yeah, I've done some videos on it. They just don't allow the results of the game to be determined by a dice roll. So casinos have gotten around it by where you roll dice and that just determines what cards to flip over. So there's actually few versions of that. Don't get me started. I'm in California.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, Word Ken says he likes dropping the dealer bets and telling them to choose. And that it varies greatly. Some of them go right to the extreme on the 4 and the 10, and then I've seen other ones pack them up on the 6 and 8. Yeah, that's a good point, Ken. I
usually see them always go to the center. Hard bets are horns.
Oh, I know. Oh, the center. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant like the center numbers, like the 6 and the 8.
I live in California. I don't gamble in California. I live in California too. I go to Nevada to gamble. Yeah. A lot of people don't like it. Okay.
All right. Well, we rambled on a bit here. Bit for a while. So it's been great chatting with everybody. So next week you're not going to be here, so no show, right?
No, I'll be here. Oh,
you'll be here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to be gone weekdays. I should be back for the weekend. I am not going. Soundboard is there. Our podcasting platform, StreamYard, is. I'm like at 50%. You're like at 90%. And I'm just going to leave it because
Okay.
After we made the adjustment, it seems okay, and we'll see if it changes again. I mean, I don't touch these things, and then it seems like each episode is like,
it's a mystery.
Hey, the sound's off. Yeah, it's so weird.
It's almost like a joke. But
I love Wendover.
Great hanging. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, just last few comments.
Okay. Free play tip. Where we put the dealer on top. Let me see.
I don't understand that one.
Free play tip. Where would the dealer put the tip? That's where. I don't know. Where would that one would be?
Matt always gets bent over and Wendover. Crusty dealers.
Yeah.
I could do a test to crusty dealers.
Yeah. Bad luck when they're
all right.
mad.
thanks for everyone stopping by and saying hi and sharing some thoughts and ideas. And
we'll see
Jim, thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
It was a good time as always.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.